about, oops, I guess I had it on there anyway, the Mines Museum Friends of Mineralogy Symposium.
Yep, Friends of Mineralogy Colorado chapter did a symposium this year. So it had been about 4 or 5 years or so since they had done one last year. Last year was basically unusual crystal forms, mineral oddities, twinning, pseudomorphs, things like that, and decided to make it an annual thing. So this year we went forward with American specimen mines.
Right.
And this was ostensibly, it was supposed to be mines that the whole point of the mine was to extract specimens, not necessarily ore mines. The one nebulous one was the Elmwood mine, which is an ore mine from which specimens come.
Right.
But there have been numerous times, Collector's Edge was one, that they did go in there specifically to mine mineral specimens, so it got in on a technicality. We had a lot of great presenters.
That's awesome. Yep. And just for a minute, there we go. Friends of Mineralogy. Do you know how long this has been around? Or
the Friends of... So, I don't, because I just really joined last year and immediately got roped into the deep end of the pool. But it's been around for a while. Right. Yeah, that's for sure. Cool. Friends of Mineralogy, they do a lot of good. The whole point, the whole mission there is to, get more people interested in it, people who, you want to, of course, cater to the folks who are already interested in it, but outreach, getting more people coming in is good. They'll set up scholarship funds, things like that, and giving presenters like the ones who attended our conference the chance to come out and share their stories and what's going on currently. Is absolutely they fund a lot of that. So it's a really, really good organization to get a part of. I want to say the Pacific Northwest has their conference coming up this fall. Okay. And that's going to be a really good one. I can't remember what the theme is. I think it's actually color and minerals may be the theme.
Cool.
But they put on a really, really good symposium from what I understand. But there's chapters all around the country.
Sure. Where's the Pacific? Is it going to be at the Rice Museum? Or?
I would guess so. I haven't looked. I just saw it in passing, but I didn't see exactly where it is. Next Minerals Live, I'll make sure to let you know.
There you go. Very good. Anyway, it was all held at the Mines Museum, School of Mines. This building's been around almost 20 years now, I want to say.
Yep. We did have, the talks were in Hill Hall, but the reception, the displays, all that other stuff was here at the Mines Museum.
In here? Gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely. Great place to go. It's a free museum.
Right.
Please feel free to make donations if you want. They've got a great gift shop there. I've actually found lots of fun stuff in there.
Sure.
The folks who are stocking that up actually have really good taste in finding neat things. One of my favorite things was a whiskey glass with a molecular formula of whiskey. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Sciencey.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the ugly group here.
So this was another talk that I did. I did this last weekend. I'm over on the right side. This is actually basically a Fasteners Group.
Oh, okay.
So they filled up the room right opposite the museum with fastening machines. And I came in there to speak to them about proportions. Of course, my background is gemstones and gemology. I came to talk to them about basically how different choices they make in cutting will affect the final value of the gem. What percentages are going to affect the price if you decide to keep that extra weight by having that bulging girdle, or if you're, going to have it be a perfect cut. If you go out and you find a poorly cut gem, how much you could maybe improve the value of it by correcting the cutting errors that were made originally.
Gotcha.
I had a good time that day.
Awesome.
Met a lot of great people.
Yeah. And thanks for not elaborating on bulging girdles.
Absolutely. So, we always say go out there to shows. Part of the best thing about our hobby is, getting to meet people, getting to hear stories, seeing minerals and things like that. But one of the other great things about coming out to live events is every now and then somebody will come by and just plop an $80,000 gold nugget in your hand.
Nice.
And this is the expression you have when that happens.
Right.
This is Ann Fulton. She was one of the organizers for Friends of Mineralogy, Colorado chapter. And she did a lot of the stuff, I think, on our website. And
nice.
Somebody just came by and said, hey, you like gold? Pop.
There you go. definitely looking excited there.
Yep. So Don and Carly gave a presentation on South Dakota Barite, Elk Creek Barite. Really, really fascinating stuff. They had a lot of the fossils, and I was giving them a little bit of grief because we get all the great barites and stuff, but they keep a lot of really super cool stuff that I've never seen before.
Right.
Some of the calcites there that actually come off the matrix but still fit.
Right.
Are just really neat. They've got ammonites that have crystallized chambers on the inside.
Sure.
I mean, just all sorts of neat stuff
really cool.
out there.
Yep.
That was their first talk, and they knocked it out of the park.
Nice.
A lot of great information. Their pacing was great. A lot of photos. And one of the good things about seeing these talks is it inspires you. I want to go dig. I want to go dig now.
Yeah, Don definitely has some fascinating insight as to how these concretions formed and developed over the millennia.
Yeah, and you see we had good attendance. We pretty much filled up the room. So.
Yep. Were these talks videotaped by any chance?
Yes. So we're hoping to get those out soon on YouTube and possibly on Mineral Nation.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
And then you had another guy there. Gave a presentation on something. Anyway.
This was one of my favorites, too. I mean, come on. Story time with Graham.
Right.
If you ever get the chance for story time with Graham, just sit down and listen. You will not be disappointed. It was a lot of fun. That's cool. Definitely when we get it when we get that link out for the talks, you definitely want to tune into that one.
Right. Did he just talk about the azurite mining or other things as well?
No, he talked about just adventures in mining over 40 years.
Right.
So various mines that he's done and shenanigans that occurred.
We don't want to go there on the show either.
Yeah.
But anyway. And there were some minerals there too. These were all for sale or for fundraising?
Some of them did wind up for sale. So the top left, that is from Jeremy Fuller. So that's Red Barrel, Utah Topaz that are up there, and he did have those for sale at an event later on. Had some beautiful, beautiful combo specimens. Some of the red barrels from his locality have really great Bixbyite associations. The Topaz, they're small, but they're nice little combos. Cool. The rest of the top section there was Robert Nacarado and Walt Gaylord with Elmwood, and some of those were personal collection, and some of those were available. The middle section of that case was done by James Webb and Brent Lockhart, who put together an absolutely stunning display of American specimen mine minerals. Really, really gorgeous things in there. In fact, if I remember correctly, it's very pale green in the dead center there, but I want to say that was a hidden North Carolina emerald.
Nice.
Like DT'd and almost sceptered at one end. Very, very cool piece. Just a lot of great stuff in there. And then on the bottom left, that was Zachary Levy with specimens from the Little 3 mine. The middle bottom was Don and Carly with South Dakota barites and fossils. And then the bottom right was a nice rhodochrosite from yours truly, Collector's Edge. And the smaller specimens in the front were from various digs that Graham has done. And there were some really, really cool pieces in there. Awesome. Yeah.
And you have promised that next year you'll take a few more pictures so we could maybe have close-ups of what we were just describing there for people to see.
We unfortunately did not, like in everything that we've done, like I said, this was my first go-to, and a lot of the folks that are on the symposium committee, we're a little, I say we. I don't know how many ones we put together, but we definitely learned, things. And one of the first things was, okay, we need to have 1 or 2 people designated to take more photos.
Right. It's so common. We set up shows, and when we're done, we should stop and take pictures of everything. But customers start coming in, and you just get distracted. And
for sure,
a week later, it's like, oh, I haven't taken any pictures yet.
Oh, yeah.
Should be doing that. Anyway, and it looks like you did some... wait, before we go to that, let's talk about the Sherm Shelf here.
Yeah, so this was nice to see. I can't remember if we talked before. Sherm had passed away recently, and, over in the warehouse, Sherm was a longtime customer, and there's in the warehouse still there is the Sherm Shelf.
Right.
He would come in and basically buy out that shelf, and he would have small thumbnails and miniatures that he would sell himself later on. So this display was actually put together by Sherm before he passed away.
Gotcha.
And it was still at the museum. So that was it was really nice to see that, because Sherm was really involved in all the clubs and everything, and the museum out here in Colorado.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then there was a field trip.
Yep. Field trip out to Smoky Hawk. Joe Doris had some folks come out. Two of our speakers this year, Joe and Jeremy specifically, have currently do fee digs. Although I actually did find out that the Mount Micah, they do fee digs out there too. So 3 really.
Gotcha.
And so one of my things that when I was giving the presentation was like, thank you, all you miners out there who bring us these wonderful things. We wouldn't have our gems, we wouldn't have our minerals without all the work that you do. But for those of you who do fee digs, it just occurs to me, at some point you're going along, you've got this mine and everything's going well, and you stop and think, what would make this operation go better? The general public. And so God bless them.
Absolutely.
But Colorado's great for field trips. Get a hold of your local clubs, because field trips are some of the funnest things to do.
Absolutely. And what do we got here? Oh, there was in our group in our lab as well.
Yep. So Rob Lorda over there on the right side, talking to, I think it's Jason. Him and Zach were here for a lab tutorial, basically showing what the different tools are that we use, and what sorts of things can be done for preparation and cleaning of mineral specimens.
Yep. Everybody's always fascinated with that part of the operation. How do you take something that's just covered in mud and clay and ugly and turn it into this beautiful thing?
And carefully.
Very carefully, yes.
Very carefully.
Absolutely. So, this is going to become an annual event, you're saying? And
yes. So we've already got the date. Next year is going to be, I believe, June 13th. These last 2 years, it's fallen on Father's Day, but I think this will be the weekend before Father's Day next year. And it's the 1.5 bicentennial. It's like 150 years of Colorado next year. So the theme for next year's symposium is going to be Colorado.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we look forward to that. And,
absolutely.
We'll definitely give everybody a heads up when that gets a little closer. A year out, people think, that sounds like fun, but and they forget about it.
For sure. And we're only, 10 weeks out from the Denver show.
I know. It's just shocking.
It's so close.
Very shocking. And we still have a couple of road sales trips in between now and then as well.
Yep.
You're heading out on the 7th, I want to say?
Yep. I'll be out on the 7th, July. I'm going to go up north a little bit and then hook around to the East Coast and then head straight south.
Perfect.
So, quick loop.
So northeast first and then down and...
Yep. I was out for... a little contortion. Twister.
Right.
I was out for about 4 weeks last time, so I'm probably going to be out for about maybe 2.5 weeks this time.
Nice.
Yeah.
A little more...
a little quicker.
To the point.
And trying to dodge those... I don't know if it was... there was a guy who did some pictures recently. If you go online and Google, pictures of the North Dakota... or Nebraska, I think it was, maybe, tornado. Oh, man, this guy took there was a huge tornado there last month, and this guy got just, some of the most beautiful tornado photos of all time.
Right.
I'm going to be trying to dodge those.
Well, yeah.
It's been a little scary.
The vans get pretty heavy with all the rocks, but you still get tossed around.
I'll be finding something to cozy up for. I'll just turn around and head back the opposite way. Just run screaming.
Right. And everybody will understand why you're a day late or whatever. Fortunately, knock on wood.
Day late, but not a van short.
We have yet to lose a van of minerals to weather and whatnot.
Yeah, I was coming through, I think it was Indiana, on my way home on the last trip, and I stopped, took a short little break, and some sirens went off.
Oh,
but it would wind up just being a watch, not a warning.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, the only thing that's happened to me on a road trip was earthquake in San Diego.
That's bad enough. That's scary enough.
6.7. That shook around a little bit. It was kind of interesting.
Which is why the vans have good shocks.
But It's all good.
Yes.
So, and then when you get back, I'll be heading out on, I want to say, the 31st of July for same type of thing, just like, I think it's going to be 15 days. Really quick, so I can get back and we can get all set up for the Denver show.
Nice.
Because that's going to be early this year,
right
after Labor Day.
When you're in Tucson, are you going to do a gallery day there? Or?
Not this time. Okay. Most of what I'm going to be doing, besides meeting up with a influential person there, is... try to be discreet, is going to the gallery and picking up all the major things that we will need for the Denver show.
Yes.
Because there's quite a bit of stuff that was left there for the event in May. And so we're still running 2 events there, one in May, one in November. We'll have a future Minerals Live around the Denver show or shortly after, and we'll elaborate on that a little bit, but we don't want to take up too much time now with that.
Yeah.
So... Anyway, I guess it would be time to start shamelessly trying to huck some minerals here.
Let's do that.
Okay. Let's go straight into specimen number 1.
So this is a pretty new one. I was really, really excited to see that you picked this one out because this was one of my favorite ones that we got from them. It's just a very unusual combination for me to see. Pyromorphite and malachite, Rum Jungle, Australia. This is just a really, really striking piece, like a real attention grabber. 10.5 centimeters by 7 centimeters by 5 centimeters, crystals to 2 millimeters. And this is an ex-Lance and Deborah Cook, and they have a very, very nice and extensive collection, and have one of the things about them, they travel quite a bit. I think so. They've been out there to get, they've been able to get some first choices on some unusual stuff here and there.
Right.
So what I love about getting X collection pieces is, like I say, they're pre-curated for you.
There you go.
You know it's going to be something good.
Yep. No, they've been helping us especially in Tucson at the main show in Tucson, but in Denver as well. Friends of Brian since. Brian got into the mineral world, and since they help us out and set up at the shows, they have a unique ability to look in the flats pretty early. So, anyway, this, like I said, this is a great mineral and at a great price.
Color-wise, I would say it's falling somewhere in between the spinning color and the still color.
Much closer to the spinning color. I'm not sure exactly what happened with. Oops, hello. Sorry, we went dark there for a while. This is a little. Green is so hard on a camera to get properly, but I think it's closer to the spinny color. And I finally figured out just leaving the light off and using it as a shade actually works best.
Very good, very good.
As soon as you turn the light on, it tends to blow them out. So this is really close to reality, and I think it's a great piece. I love the form of it. These generally are just like little plates, and this definitely has some unique architecture to it. I love this piece.
Absolutely. So, and
coming up, I'm getting there.
Yep.
There you go. Go ahead.
And it can be yours for $2,625.
Delivered to your door with the value adding of a Sunnywood base.
Absolutely, which is always a huge value add. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's $250, $300 right there.
We had a silent auction and a live auction at the symposium. Did very well on that, and one of the ones that got bidded on hotly was Sunnywood donated a specimen base up to a 4 or 5 inch specimen to be made.
Wow.
And that went for just about what you
what you would normally pay.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think it went back about $30 or $40, but that's cash money.
Right.
You're going to use it.
Right.
So it was a really good deal. So
thank you
for Sunnywood for donating there.
That would be Adam and Heather.
Yes, and Marty Zinn donated specimens.
Very nice.
I had some good bids on them, and of course, when you get these silent auctions, it's always for charity,
right.
or for a nonprofit or something like that. So I had the bids on 4 or 5 people, nothing, or 4 or 5 specimens, nothing. So I just started talking about what great specimens were there, and I'll bet on everything I wanted. So
got to keep your mouth shut, man.
But
it's dog eat dog out there.
The club did well, so thank you to everybody who donated.
That's the important thing, for sure. Anyway, on specimen number dose.
Pyite and Quartz. Is that stork level?
Yes.
Okay, from the Climax Mine, Colorado.
Yep.
Historic level. I wonder what was going on that day.
That's a good question. Anyway, I mean, that's what it says on the label there. I'm not going to argue. I'm sure it was part of Brian's collection, so I'm sure he has all the provenance.
There's a story there, right. I feel.
Right.
It's a really, really great pyrite.
Right.
Nice cluster of quartz around that. And Colorado. Mm-hmm. So 7.5 centimeters by 9 centimeters by 6 centimeters.
Right.
Pyrite crystal is to 3 centimeters. Quartz crystals to 3.2 centimeters. Mm-hmm. Nice luster. Great quartzes just all around. Framed extremely nicely. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful specimen.
Get this more. Getting it adjusted here, folks. I swear we'll get there with the spinning here in a second.
So for those of you who collect iron minerals, for those of you who collect metallics, for those of you who collect Colorado, there's so many different collections this can fit into. Yep. Boy, you could do a whole case out of just nothing but worldwide pyrite, too.
Oh, for sure. And it would be quite striking.
It really, really would. The luster would be crazy, and the forms would be awesome, too.
Yeah. And they're usually so sharp and lustrous. People, when it's one of the questions we get the most on pyrite, is that real? Yeah. Do they make that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So
that is the outer expression of the orderly stacking of cubic atoms.
There you go. Anyway, it's a beautiful piece, classic. You rarely see nice climax pyrites or any kind of climax specimen for sale on the market. No, this is a great deal. So you definitely do not want to miss this.
Yep.
Especially at a nice, modest price for a pyrite of $1,750.
Mm-hmm.
So
we've got some really good pyrites in. So if you are a pyrite collector, grab this one and then call us to flesh out the rest of your collection. We can really help you out with that. We've got some good ones.
Sounds good.
All right.
Moving on. Specimen number trace.
That is a topaz from Ouro Preto, Brazil. 6.5 by 2.5 by 1.8 centimeters. That classic imperial color. You got a little bit of reddish or orangish to it.
Right.
But a nice color, well saturated, so it's beautiful, beautiful crystal. Oh, is that what that goes to?
No, well, I don't know, but it's what I'm using it for.
I like it. I like it.
It works pretty well, you know. That's why I was quite eager to just take it when you offered it to me.
Absolutely.
I was like, I can use that.
Oh, yeah. Well terminated, and you can see nice and lustrous. Really beautiful. If you're doing gem crystals as part of your collection, I mean, Topaz is really, really one of the more striking and one of the more affordable ones in the gem crystals. You get into ruby, sapphire, and emerald, those are going to be challenging. But Topaz and tourmaline are going to be some of the real workhorses of any good gem crystal collection. A lot of several different locations. I've seen some absolutely outstanding colorless ones, gorgeous pinks, blues, but really, really these Brazilian imperials are one of the most coveted.
Absolutely. That is a great piece. We do want to note there are 2 repairs on this specimen. It's right down the middle of the 2 crystals and then the base. You can almost see the repair line on the bigger of the right crystal as it spins around on the base here. So there are 2 repairs on the piece, but it clean fit. You can only tell with a UV light. You can see a little bit of glue in the seams, but otherwise this is really a pretty piece.
Yeah, with the perfect basal cleavage, usually when you do have a repair on a topaz, it's pretty darn clean.
Yep. Super nice piece. And we'll get back to the monetary damages on it. It'd be $1,365 delivered to your door.
Takes a nice picture as well.
Indeed.
Is that IFM picture?
I think it is.
Invenio Fine Minerals.
Yep. Will and Dustin, they do a lot of great work for us.
And they should have Invenio Fine Photography on there, too.
Well, but it's all good. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Excuse me. To specimen number 4.
This is a little variety I really love. Llamite. Amazonas, Brazil. 6 by 5.3 by 3.2 centimeters. Crystals to 2.1 centimeters. I just always love the Lamites. It
really?
Reminds me a little bit of Vivianite because of the color and usually the transparency.
Sure.
But just chunkier.
Chunky.
I like chunky.
Very good. And they usually, a lot of times anyway, they form together. You can see combinations of Vivianite and Llamite quite frequently, actually.
Yep. Special one to me because this was actually one of the first, I think, when I started working at Collector's Edge, the first day I was here, we had some in from Bolivia, and I had never heard of Llamite before. And so this was the first new mineral for me once I came on to Collector's Edge.
Interesting.
So I just, it's got a special place for me there.
Very cool.
First mineral I learned about at Collector's Edge that was new.
Nice. Anyway, you gave all the nitty-gritty
Indeed.
details. All right, then we will just get to what the damage will be. All right, would be $770.
And a few different localities. You get Brazil, Idaho, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
Has some nice Lamites, and then Brazil.
Right, Peru.
So, it's a multiple locality one if this is an important variety to you.
Yep. Let's see. There we go. It's coming around one more time, so we may as well give folks one more little quick look-see before we move on to specimen number 5. Super nice piece. Definitely want to picking this up.
Yeah.
Oh, you like number 5?
I like number 5 a lot.
Me too.
So again, on gem crystals, another really good one for the gem crystal collection, Fluorapatite. Panasqueira, Portugal. 3.5 by 9 by 3.2 centimeters with the apatites to 2 centimeters, which that's quite a good size for those. And just really nicely aesthetically perched on that quartz there.
Let me see if I can get fancy here, if that works okay.
This is one that I don't have really a dead. Oh, that's showing very well.
The color on the apatite isn't showing great, but because it is a nice purple and good light.
The collection that I have isn't I don't have a dedicated, I'm not actively looking for gem crystals, but I pick them up here and there.
Gotcha.
I'm a gemologist, so I feel like I have to represent that in my collection somewhat. So I've got a few gem crystals varieties here and there, but apatite is actually one I really want from Panasqueira too, because you get some really great crystals, just really well perched on matrix. I like those.
Yep. And the green ones are very popular, but boy, these purple ones are what folks really go after. Let me see if I can.
Would Panasqueira be the premier location for apatite? Does any other?
Oh gosh, well, Maine. Everybody wants the Maine.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of good locations.
Those are almost impossible to get. So
fair.
Nice Panasqueira apatites are very, very popular.
Nice.
But
and today.
Yep. Where am I at? It's behind the microphone. There we go. I found it.
This could be yours for $1,120. $1,120 delivered to your door.
Absolutely. And for specimen number 6, it is red.
It is red,
but not a sweet home piece. Let me see if I. Yep.
You'd think we closed down the mine or something.
Oh yeah.
So here we have one of the subjects of Graham's talk. He was talking about Red Cloud.
Oh, very nice.
And that's very, very interesting part of his talk. I won't give you any spoilers, but yeah, definitely you wanna hear Graham's talk.
Sure.
Wolfenite Red Cloud mine, 6.2 by 7 by 5 centimeters.
Hang in there, man.
With crystals to 2.3 centimeters.
Right. There we go. And the color on this is just outstanding. And one of the reasons I picked this piece is it's actually, for a Wolfenite, it's actually shippable because everything's kind of tucked in a bug. And boy, these are red and gemmy crystals. I mean, just fantastic.
Nice. Yeah, and if you're a Wolfenite collector, Red Cloud definitely should be on your checklist.
Right.
For sure.
Absolutely. And I love the surrounding mimetite. They're nice, gemmy little blebs of mimetite. We did, in our lab, we did scan them with the XRF, and they're definitely mimetite and not vanadinites, because there is no vanadium. It's all arsenic. So.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Definitely, these are mimetites. So a nice combination piece of Wolfenite with mimetite, probably from the Red Cloud. This could be Geronimo. We're not all entitled and certain.
But very, very eye-catching.
Yes, indeed. And let's give it one more swirly on the turntable before we give you the price, which I think is very reasonable for this piece. Definitely a nice kind of a small cabinet piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, you can just see the luster and color of these crystals is really amazing. So anyway, going back here and then adding in the number at $1,750.
There you go. Shipped to your door.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Very, very nice.
Wish we could still do the Steve discount. If you take all 6, you get the little extra, but unfortunately we just can't do that anymore. Yep. Anywho. So... that brings us pretty much
I'm like,
to the end of another thing.
Yep. Yes. So thanks for tuning in to another episode of Minerals Live.
Right.
Keep a lookout also on collectorsedge.com. We're also adding new things to the website and to the reserve all the time. Follow us also on Facebook and Instagram. We'll be posting things there. I've actually got a nice little specimen I'm going to put up on the Facebook page and maybe Instagram as well later on today.
Nice.
Something summary. And, if you see anything you like here, email us at minerals@collectorsedge.com. It is first come, first serve. So like, subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified as soon as the video goes live, so you can be first in line for those.
Absolutely.
And if you didn't see what you were looking for here, same email there. Just give us a call. Let us know. We can always get pictures and videos out to you of what you're looking for, and maybe even come and see you on the road.
Absolutely. Yep. And again, you're heading out on the 7th of July.
Yep.
Heading up towards the northeast, then down and back around.
Oh yeah, just doing a big old loop.
Right. And I leave on the 31st of July, and I'm going dead west. I'll make in San Francisco by that weekend, and then working my way down and around and be home by the 15th.
Very nice.
So, yep.
And then it'll be time for the Denver show.
Yes.
It's early this year.
That's shocking. We'll see if Christoph does that next year as well.
Ooh,
hopefully the scheduling. Yeah. I don't know if it's just a calendar issue or scheduling issue with the hotel, but it's another weekend after Labor Day, I think, would be nice.
Definitely.
Give us a little more time to get things done, and people a little more time to work us into their travel plans rather than right up against a holiday weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, we digress.
Either way, it should be a good show.
Absolutely. And Christopher is very much right. You definitely want to subscribe, because these get posted into YouTube probably a day or so before the emails go out, notification to everybody that we posted a new episode. So it definitely gives you a leg up on the minerals that we offer for sale.
For sure.
So anyway, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
And we will catch you next time on Minerals Live.